All right. Hey guys, how you doing? We're looking more at atomic structure than section 2.2 in your textbook. So what that means is we're going to develop further our discussion from yesterday or our last video, which is about kind of classical history of how did we get the atomic model originally. We've learned a lot since that time. So let's take a deeper look at what scientists are thinking about the atomic model now. So it's a little more developed now. Basically, we still believe the nucleus is in the center of it. This diagram really exaggerates how big the nucleus is, but we'll let it go. The main thing here is to notice that the electrons don't have a different place. They're kind of in what's called the electron cloud or the electron energy levels. Right? They don't have a specific place we can find them. In fact, we can't both know where they are and where they're going, which is a really bizarre idea if you think about it. But so like the current model says, hey, the nucleus is still in the middle. It's teensy weensy tiny, like unimaginably small in an already unimaginably small atom. And the electrons are zipping about at ultra high speeds in this cloud surrounding the nucleus. So that's the electron cloud model of an atom. Let me move my picture out of the way. So the nucleus, of course, still contains both the protons, the positive charge, and neutrons with no charge. And the proton and neutron are about the same size. And they're both about 1,800 times the size of an electron. So an electron is an extremely tiny particle, but it carries an equal and opposite charge to the proton. So itty bitty living space, immense power. All right, so atomic mass, again, when we talk about the weight of an atom or the weight of an element, what we mean is the total number of protons and neutrons. Each proton and neutron is worth about 1 atomic mass unit. We ignore the electrons because they're so tiny. They're 1/1800th this mass of a proton or a neutron. So when we're talking about atomic mass, how big, how much stuff an atom has, we ignore the electrons. We'll look at that in just a minute more. So it's a really important concept in this. Atomic number, that's your number of protons. Your atomic symbol is the name, so in this case, He, this is helium. And then the bottom is atomic mass, the number of protons and neutrons. We'll get back to how these numbers can change. In the next section, we'll talk about ions and isotopes. Blah, blah, blah. Again, so atomic number is the number of protons in the middle, and you also use the shorthand P positive for proton, and N for neutron, and I'll use E negative for electron. We need to refer to those. It's just too tiring to type out all of those words. All right, so you'll see these all. That's what the numbers mean in the periodic table of elements: the atomic number, the symbol, and the mass. How many protons it is, its name, and how big it is. And that's really about it. So this is how we read the periodic table of elements: number of protons, how big it is, and its name. All right, this is a short one. The next one we will get to is about ions and isotopes. So if you have any questions, as always, please message me or see me on the floor or for school or in class. I'm always available to help you out. All right, I will see you guys back in class or in the next video.